Hey everyone, you can see that this audio is clearly not syncing up to the audio on the screen, but today I just wanted to show you the project I've been working on for the Agora Hackathon that's on Devpost right now. So if you're not familiar with Agora.io, it's this really cool communication platform that makes it really seamless for developers to implement things like video chat into their programs. There was a new SDK, version 2.5, that was just released, and they have a hackathon to encourage developers to use the new version. So I decided to use the Agora SDK to create a multiplayer game based on the children's game Slapjack. But rather than slapping whenever a jack is dealt, it's actually based on key pairs, which are defined as cards that are either of the same number or the same suit, or cards that would come after the next one if you were to go over the deck. Now you can see in the background that I'm playing this game, which is called Card Count, with a friend of mine, Ayush, and you can see that there was a key pair, and the way that I called out the key pair is by speaking loudly. So you can either say slap or you can say card count. Basically, the first person to call out a key pair will be given a point, and it uses the disparity in volume that's part of the Agora SDK to trigger that slapjack function. And the way that I detect if somebody has called out a key pair is that I take a rolling average of the current volume, which is a value that I'm able to pull from the Agora SDK, and I find out if there's a large discrepancy in the volume at the next point, and if there is, then that means that the person called out the key pair. And the objective of the game is to get the most points by calling out the key pairs faster than the other player. And that's basically how the mechanics of the game itself work. On the back end, there's kind of a lot going on. I'm using Flask as the back end, obviously Agora.io for the video feed. It's essentially like a group call, so whenever a player joins, it just adds them to that call. And there's no like real upward limit on the amount of players. You can also play single player if you really wanted to. I'm using JavaScript to basically poll whenever a card is changed. So I have an API endpoint that basically tells you, if there's an update to that card on the screen, so that way both players have the same card in front of them all the time. So like either person can click the deal card button and it would change the card on both players' screens. I'm also using the get system stats call to get battery life. Since it's a multiplayer game, I wanted to make it so that if somebody's playing on a laptop and their laptop is about to die, it will basically tell them to stop playing once the next round starts so that it wouldn't disrupt the rest of the players. Overall, that's pretty much it. This is a really fun hackathon project to work on. It was really cool messing around with Agora's SDK. And if you're interested in any of the code at all, it's all on GitHub. I'll put a link in the description below. But thank you guys for checking it out.